Okay, this is, sorry for the interruption. I guess there wasn't enough memory space in the previous video clip, so I have to basically pick up from where I left off. So we were talking earlier, at the end of the previous video, we were talking about the problem with Aquinas' argument. So let me start again with that problem. So remember that Aquinas said that it cannot be the case that the only things that exist in the world are things that are possible to be or not to be. Because according to Aquinas, if this is the case, then there must have been a point of time when there was nothing. And since nothing can come from nothing, we would still be in a state of nothingness right now. But obviously that's absurd and not true, because you exist, I exist, this piece of paper exists. So since there is something, then according to Aquinas, there has to also be something else whose existence is necessary in order to create all these things around us. And that something is God. Okay, so that is the argument according to Aquinas. Now I'm going to say a couple of things, point out a couple of problems with this argument. So first problem. So remember that Aquinas said that if all the things that existed in the world are possible to be and not to be, then at one point of time there would have been nothing. Now, I think that is not true, because think about it this way. So look at this piece of paper. Hold on a second. You will see that if you look at this piece of paper, you will see that there is 2 points of time. There is t0 and now. Well, now is now. Imagine that t0 is the point in the distant past in which the universe first came into existence. Now, we are assuming that time is finite, of course, and that is what Aquinas believes. I do understand that some of you may believe that time is not finite, but that's fine. Let's just assume, for the sake of today's lecture, that time is finite. So if time is finite, if the universe is finite and time is finite, then there must have been a point of time in the distant past, t0, in which the universe was first formed. Okay, so now all these overlapping bars indicate the times in which things existed in the universe. Now, so imagine that t0, the first bar, at t0 to a certain point of time, there was a number of things in the universe. And then the second bar will indicate that there is another point of time overlapping the first, in which there is also a number of things existing. So maybe this first bar will indicate the existence of the most primitive substances, and then the second bar will indicate maybe the existence of single cell organisms or something like that. Now imagine that at any point in time, if the bars are overlapping, that means that at any given point of time, there is always something in existence in the universe. And we can imagine that all of these things that existed in these bars are things that are possible to be and not be. So we can imagine that all of the things that existed in these bars are things whose existence is contingent. So what this means is that we don't actually need to have the existence of God. We don't actually need God in order for there to always have been something in the universe. What this shows is that even if God did not exist, it is still possible that there is always something existing in the universe. It is very possible that even if God did not exist, it would never be the case that at one point there was nothing in the universe. So this example, this possibility in itself, which is represented by what I drew here, this possibility in itself shows that Aquinas' argument is not valid. Shows that Aquinas is wrong, because we don't need the existence of God to ensure that there always has been something in the universe. Okay, so this is one problem with Aquinas' argument, and the second problem, which is actually more basic, is the very basic principle that Aquinas believes in, which is that nothing can come from nothing. Now, there is nothing wrong with believing in that principle. In fact, it is quite a logically compelling principle. Nothing can come from nothing. But imagine if nothing can come from nothing, then what about God? I mean, for Aquinas and for many Christian philosophers, God is the only one. Is the only one uncreated substance in the universe. God is the only substance in the universe who has just simply always been there. So God, it seems that God, according to Aquinas, would be the one thing in the universe that can come from nothing. So there is something very strange about saying that everything can, and about believing that nothing can come from nothing, and then turning around and believing that God, of all things, can come from nothing. It's just so. So there is a certain very compelling and striking inconsistency in that lies at the heart of Aquinas' system. So basically, these are a couple of problems that are found that I found in Aquinas' arguments. There are probably others that you can think of yourself, but I will leave it here because I kind of want to leave space for you to think about things on your own and read and think some more. So if you have any thoughts about this or anything else in the readings, please feel free to email me or maybe set out a time to meet with me and chat with me. Thank you. Bye.